Hello there. Today we're going to talk about telephone etiquette 101. In other words, telephone manners. The success of your practice has many parts to it. The first one is that first impression when a patient calls into your practice, whether they're an existing patient or whether they're a brand new patient or potential new patient. It's very important to take care of them. I mean, first impression, yes, we could call it that, and that is important, but really it's all about taking care of the people that are dealing with your practice. So having good manners and showing courtesy to the person when they call in would be number one point I want to make today. If you answer the phone, hi, it's so-and-so's practice, it's Janice speaking, how may I help you? And you sound like that, what kind of an impression does that make on a brand new potential patient? What kind of an impression does that make on your existing patients? It sounds like you don't really care about them. So whoever answers the phone, they have to do it with courtesy and with good manners. In other words, care about that person and be interested, and no matter what you were in the middle of, stop it right now and put your full attention on this person. Number two, it should be a warm and friendly tone of voice. Like you may be in a hurry, but don't sound like you're in a hurry. Put that care into it and be interested in the person, and it will make a huge difference. If it's just a cold, like, oh, Dr. So-and-so's office, thank you very much. Oh, yes, I will get him for you right now. And having that sort of cold, robotic kind of voice, not good. I hear it on answering machines a lot where people are reading by script and so on, and it's just not an impressive way to answer the phone. So put some care and interest and be friendly tone of voice. Now, sometimes it's other staff in the practice that are answering it, or maybe it's the doctor at the back answering it. That can happen. Whoever it is, they're responsible for that first impression with that person. Okay, and everybody must have this gone over with them and practice it if they must and should. Actually, I shouldn't say must, because it is something that is a learned skill. Years ago, when I was very young, I got trained on how to answer a big, huge switchboard in front of me, a bunch of buttons, a lot of them, and people would call a lot, and I'd have to put one person on hold and pick up another line and sound like they were the only person I was talking to today. And it was a training session until I could do this. So I know that it can be learned, and I know how important it is. I call doctors' offices on and off all day throughout the day, every day of the week, and I run into a lot of different people on the other end of the phone, and a lot of them don't impress me, and I wouldn't want to be a patient of that practice if I heard that. So number 3 point has to do with, if you can't put the call through to the person right away, or you can't handle that particular call, don't just say, I'm going to put you on hold, or hold on for a minute, and then put them on hold without asking them permission. It's very important that you say, oh, Mrs. Jones, may I put you on hold for a minute while I find him? If you ask me, I'm probably going to say yes as an automatic manners thing. I'm not going to say no usually. I have said no a couple of times because it was really rushed, and I had a specific person I was asking for, and I didn't want to sit on the phone and wait when they could have just transferred the call and gotten on with whatever they were doing. All right? It makes a difference in how I feel as the person that's calling in. Number 4 point is having good vocabulary. Don't go, yeah, no problem. Yeah, he's in, no problem. I'll get him for you. That kind of thing. It's very casual, and maybe for a very good friend and so on. I don't think it's a good way to impress any patient that's calling in. I think they'd be far more impressed by saying, well, certainly, Mrs. Jones, hang on one moment. Or, thank you very much for calling us today. As opposed to, great talking to you. You know, I have heard staff be very casual, and another part of it is this no problem answer. I don't know if you've heard this, but our society is going down on this one. It's like you call in and they do something for you, answer your question or whatever, and you say, thank you so much, and they go, no problem. That is the wrong vocabulary. They should say, my pleasure, or you're totally welcome. That would be a totally good manners way of answering it, not no problem. I didn't consider that I was a problem. So telling me that I was no problem doesn't really impress me. So watch the vocabulary on that. Number 5 point, you want to eliminate call transfer if at all possible. So when the person is answering the phone, it is best if they say, may I ask what it's about? Maybe I can help you. And take care of them if you possibly can, as opposed to putting them on hold and trying to get somebody else to take the call, that sort of thing. So wherever possible, avoid transferitis, because it's more holding, which obviously people don't like doing. They have businesses, they work places that they can't necessarily hold on for long. So the better you are at handling and dealing with whatever issues that they are asking you about, the better. Now, number 6 sounds like a very weird thing for me to bring up, but this has happened to me so many times when I've called into a practice and the staff, it could be the assistant in the back or something, that it doesn't matter. They say, let me go and find a pen and a piece of paper to write your name down on. It sounds so unprofessional. Pink pads don't cost that much, pink message pads and a pen. And you should have one by every single phone in the practice. That way they can immediately take the message without running around and putting me on hold while they go and find one. You won't believe how common that is. So there's a little helpful tip for you. And number 7, this one is, again, from my training on handling a switchboard. Never leave a person on hold more than 30 seconds without reporting back to them or checking in with them. Sometimes the doctor, who maybe is the one that the person's calling for, can't take the call just that instant, but they are on another call and you suspect they might be done fairly soon. So you ask the patient or the person calling, would it be all right with you if I put you on hold for, I'll watch the phone for about 30 seconds. He is on the other line or she's on the other line, and I'll keep an eye on things for you. Nobody minds waiting if they have that kind of an offer. If they choose to wait 30 seconds later and not longer, you go back on the line and you say, I'm still watching the line for you. I did want you to know that he is still talking. I can't hear him, so I can't tell how much longer he's going to be. Would you like to leave a message and I get him to call you as soon as he's off? Or would you like to continue holding? And the person gets to choose. This is a very, very nice way of dealing with it, because the person feels like they're a little bit in control, the person calling in, that is. And if you do put them back on hold, give them another 30 seconds and then say, still holding, still watching, you want to continue. That way the person has been given the choice again. All right, this is a very important thing, because I know last week I was put on hold and I held for literally 5 minutes. I timed it and I finally gave up. And I didn't call that one back. They just weren't there for me, and so I just gave up on them. Therefore, if you are hoping to get new patients into the practice, that is also a no-no. There are the 7 points that I think are very helpful to you and would make a difference in your practice. I'm sure that there's more, but these 7, if you put them in, will give a good impression about your practice. Now, if you like this video, please send it on to your friends and share it with them. And you can subscribe to our channel, and we'll be having more. So have a great day. Bye.
To get your practice analyzed, contact the Art of Management at 416-466-6217.